I don't even know where to start. He made an interesting point, that gentleman, that criminals in Baltimore are now apparently like trout in a Montana stream. It is catch and release only.
Yeah, I mean, I'm intimately familiar with the area. I spent, 13 years of my life commuting through Baltimore to go to television stations. I worked when I was doing conservative commentary, I worked in the Baltimore field office as a Secret Service agent. Grant, it's a real shame. These are American citizens that live in these inner cities, but they're treated like second-class citizens with second-class rights. And I'm glad that I was watching Chuck's commentary, so my eyes were looking down at the screen there. And although a short piece, that's a great one. I mean, some of the commentary there was absolutely correct. The gentleman from that Second Amendment defense organization there made a great point. What's the point of having a Second Amendment right if you put purposefully obstructions, like you have to fire at a range that doesn't exist and get there via public transportation that doesn't allow you to carry the weapon? What's the point of then having even an HQL qualification? Just, you know what, Grant, to have an open and honest debate, just be honest and tell Baltimore City residents the Constitution doesn't apply to you. I mean, we're not going to accept it or take it lying down, but at a minimum, at least we know what we're fighting.
Yeah, our rights, especially the Second Amendment, really, it may be the only amendment where this is the case, where clearly it is weighted differently depending on what state or maybe even what city you live in. That's wrong, because all rights should be equal. They should be respected equally. Clearly, when it comes to the second, they're not. And I'll tell you, the people in Baltimore are worse off because of it. And the sad part is, Dan, I'm not even sure many of them know that they're worse off because of it.
Yeah, and absolutely. I'm sure you're right about that. And one of the things I've heard, having run for office in Maryland, when I debated liberals, I heard this once, and forgive me, I can't remember who, but I assure you, it was these exact words that were used. I was talking about Second Amendment, constitutional carry, and open carry in Baltimore City, things that don't exist there. And I remember this liberal lawmaker saying to me, oh my gosh, if we had that in Baltimore City, it'd be a shooting gallery. And I thought, my gosh, is that not the most racist statement you've ever heard in your life? Why would that happen? Why would it be a, quote, shooting gallery? Number one, it's a shooting gallery now for the bad guys who shoot up good guys who, by the way, are completely defenseless. But it's going to be a shooting gallery? Why? Because it's a black city? I mean, that's what I took out of that. Listen, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he meant something else. But I don't know, Grant, unlike a lot of these racist folks out there that treat the citizens of inner cities like they're somehow second-class U.S. citizens, I know you and I feel like, well, they're American citizens like everybody else. They're made of their blood is red just like ours. They think clearly just like we do. And there's no they and us. There's just us. And the fact that they are subjected to these unbelievable obstacles and they can't defend themselves, you're right, is really, really sad. It's one of those things I just... what did George W. Bush call them once? The soft bigotry of low expectations. And he was right.